Hey everybody, Rob Booker here, best-selling author of Trading by Faith, Adventures of a Currency Trader, and War and Peace. Not actually true. Welcome back. This is Matthew chapter 3. I've read this before, but not in this context. John the Baptist is like my superhero of the New Testament. And here's why. In those days, the early days, right, came John the Baptist preaching in the wilderness of Judea. So I've walked around the wilderness of Judea. It's not a real great place. There's no you can't stop in at Sonic and get a burger and fries. There's no I'm sure he wasn't staying at 5-star hotels. He's just living off of the earth and getting ready to spread this message. And this is the message. Repent ye, for the kingdom of heaven is at hand. And this is super timely. It's February 2019. Maybe you're watching this in February of 2037. I'm honored. I'm dead. I'm also honored. Nice to see you. Listen, there's no better time, and there really hasn't been a better time to remind ourselves that what we have, what we possess, our possessions, our material things don't matter. They're not going to save us. They're not going to dramatically improve our lives, especially after you've reached a certain level of taking care of your family. All the extra stuff doesn't matter anymore. Why do I say this? He basically quotes the Old Testament, and he says, there's one voice crying in the wilderness, prepare ye the way of the Lord and make his paths straight. Big stuff's coming, right? In this case, the Son of God is coming. There are lots of different reasons that this is an important reminder to us. From a spiritual standpoint, great, get it, got it. I have to be constantly reminded of that. But we're living in a time right now where, now let's go financial for a moment. The stock markets are overvalued. Consumer debt is out of control. Student debt is out of control. Household debt is out of control. Household income hasn't risen substantially in 30 years. That's a recipe for another financial, I don't want to say collapse, right? That sounds too weird, right? That sounds like I'm selling something. I'm not selling anything. What I'm saying is this is a great time to get out of debt. This is a great time to pay off your bills. This is a great time to lower one's standard of living. I turned in my fancy sports car last year. I started to feel this coming on, that even if I'm wrong, let's say I'm wrong, fine, but even if I am wrong, I'll be happy that I was prepared. And rather than gloss over everything and not talk about it, this is the time to talk about it. So the stock markets dropped in December. They recovered a bit. They dropped again. They recovered a whole bunch recently. And everybody just sort of moves on and forgets. Doesn't that sound exactly like the way we run our spiritual lives? There's that story of the guy working on his roof, and he's up there on his roof, and he's nailing nails or shingles down, and he starts to slide off the roof, and he's like, oh my gosh, and he starts praying for help, that he'll never look at dirty websites again if he can just be saved, or some ridiculous promise, right, that people make when they're panicking. And then he slides off the roof, and then his shirt catches a nail. And he goes, oh, don't worry, God, I got this covered. I'm all good now, don't worry about it. Scratch that, scratch all those promises I made. And I feel like we're living in a day and age where the whole world is just valuing what someone wears, what someone looks like, what someone drives, what someone lives inside of, more than anything else that truly matters. It's what's inside matters most. Where your treasure is, there will your heart be also. That's what matters most. None of this money stuff matters at all, especially when no one's got it anymore. It matters who you are and the people you have around you. I love the crud out of you. That was super depressing. I didn't mean it to be. Happy to be here together with you. Thanks for watching. Thanks for sharing the videos with your friends. And thanks for commenting below. I'm always happy to hear from you. I'm Rob Booker. This is Trading by Faith. And we'll see you tomorrow.